We are live, and I imagine that most people are going to click on this video and watching this part is from the replay people. So thank you for watching this replay video. We might only go, Theo, maybe 30 minutes. I don't want to go too long because I feel like we get our points across. But there's a reason why the title of the video is the pros and the cons of funding Wakanda forever, whether or not it flops or not. I didn't use the word boycott. But I feel, in my opinion, a boycott is something for more serious. If I think of the Montgomery bus. What was it called? What Rosa Parks began? What was that called? Sorry, Theo.
Montgomery bus boycott.
Well, it was called the Montgomery bus boycott. I thought I misnamed it. Okay, but
Yeah,
I think of something like that, something circumstantial, so like not like important. This
right.
is just a movie. It's also not just a movie at the same time. You know what I mean? So I just didn't want to go with the word boycott, but I'm definitely for not funding this movie. My opinion of it is that we can have this movie flop, and that's the only lesson that these studios listen to. The only language they speak is whether or not they should be giving money, receiving money, and that's why I think it's ineffective. There is a counter opinion to that, and it is that this is an all black movie. How could you, Chillmonger, want an all black film to fail? I thought you were an advocate for things that challenge racism and things that buck the trend. Hollywood will continue their white led franchises if this movie flops, this, and that. They say that to me. I've read that tweet before. I've listened to people say it. I just disagree with it because I think I'll tell you why in a second. Go ahead, Theo. Why don't you explain who you are first of all? Introduce yourself, sir.
Oh, first of all, I ain't saying, I'm just saying with Theo Butler. Uh, that's the title. And I'm sitting up here like, maybe you need to change it and make it something need to change my title to something more superhero. But I will go ahead and claim the title of being a huge comic book fan, comic book historian, born in 1968, grew up reading comic books, learned how to read by reading comic books, used to
Wow.
rock the under rules back in the day. Under rules are fun to wear. Yeah, something super. So I go all the way back and everything like that. Even when the X-Men were wearing their original blue and gold uniforms. And I ain't talking about the one where Cyclops had the nice little utility belt. No, I'm talking when Hank Pym was actually had pink skin. That's where I'm going back with. So, but yeah, so that's my experience in regards to comic books, superheroes, video games, movies. It
Yeah.
goes way back. It go when cars were made out of metal.
Okay. And you've been buying these black comic book characters for years and years and years. And then here comes Wakanda Forever. Are you for or are you against spending money on this film?
I'm against
Now,
it.
you've
And
spent so much of your money on it. How could you be against Wakanda Forever when this is the sort of thing that your money has been, I guess, leading towards? This was a climax. This is the destination. What's going on?
it's simple for me. It's simple and it's loaded. I'm 54 years old. Black representation matters. I've seen black imagery on TV change. Anybody that's my age, we're gonna remember the good times. We're gonna remember the Cosby Show. We're gonna remember Sanford and Son. We're gonna remember the different world, Martin. And then we started getting our reality TV shows. And those TV shows weren't as educational as they should have been, positive imagery. Even ones that were popular, like Empire. What are we saying? Scandal. I like Scandal. I love Kerry Washington. That is an attractive sister. This is a high profile black woman who is basically on her hands and knees being satisfied being the mistress to the president. Now, mind you, a lot of people are going to miss this, but in Scandal, she actually got proposed to by a black Navy general, high ranking Navy officer who presented her with his grandmother's engagement ring. He wasn't good enough for her. Well, who writes that? Sandra Rhimes. Well, she How to Get Away with Murder.
Grey's Anatomy, which I watched that show.
Right. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I like this one. Power. And I should like Power because the dude that played Ghost, he went to the University of Georgia. He was a defensive back. But what were you looking at Power? Raising Canaan, Book of Power 2. These are all our positive shows. So then we get T'Challa. It's my responsibility to be black, proud to be black, but it's also the cast and crew's responsibility to be proud to be black. Now, it's just not for me to be a proud black heterosexual man. No, as a black person, I'm supposed to represent all black people, heterosexual, female, old, young,
Hmm.
gay, LGBTQ. I'm supposed to love everything about my blackness. And when we looked at the first Black Panther movie, we had a coexistence of all blackness. We had black representation, LGBTQ. We had black representation, females, and we had female empowerment. We had Queen Ramunda.
We're still
Shuri,
getting that.
right.
Yep. And all
Shuri,
these girls that you're about to name
right,
right now, we have that, and you're saying you
right.
don't want to spend
Shuri
money
was
on
still the
Wakanda
princess.
forever.
Shuri was still the Princess Regent. She was.
Uh-huh.
Okoye was still the general of the Dora Milaje. We got that. Nakia, she was still a high-ranking member of the Hattusilize. Now, mind you, Ryan Coogler put a twist on that because the Hattusilize, they aren't women. We didn't make a male. We didn't put a male in the Dora Milaje. No, we kept that right there where that was. But we made Nakia a Hattusilize, a war dog.
Did they
And
really? The
yeah,
Hattusilize are war dogs? Is that what they are?
that's what they are. They're the war dogs. That's what the Hattusilize stands for. The
Okay.
war dogs. They
Yeah.
are all males. They are all dressed in White Panther costumes. So even in the first movie, we have taken a position from a male and given it to a female.
Yeah.
I got daughters. It ain't just enough for me to be a black male father. I got to understand, empathize my daughters. I got a 27-year-old and a 21-year-old. Do you know what I've endured as a male? Experiencing what they go through growing
Their
up.
representation.
You know, biologically, all of that. And I'm here for it because I love my black women.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But you took a long time to get. I see what your point is. Okay,
You see what I'm
you're
saying?
for
So
black women winning.
when they say we got to support the black cast,
Yeah.
cool. I get what you're saying. The black cast got to support black people. You putting a burden of responsibility on me. When you say support the black cast and crew, they all millionaires. I'm right here. So we talking about somebody got to be supported. And it don't cost them to support me. It costs them nothing financially. Already got their check. When does the
They
black
already got
cast
paid.
and crew care about being black? They put this movie together. Ryan Coogler put this movie together.
Mhm.
Kevin Feige is the head of Marvel Studios and Marvel Comics. You made way too many deliberate choices with this movie to diminish black masculinity. Black feminists, feminist period, they don't give a damn. Members of the LGBTQ with an
Son,
ulterior motive, they don't care. Black
why?
people,
Wait.
that
Why did you say both of those things? Black women don't. Black feminist women don't care because
because
they're happy that what's on screen will be Lupita
right,
Nyong'o,
because if
Danai
you
Guerrero.
don't care, if you're a feminist
Uh-huh.
and your feminist position is that, well, because my statement is as a male, women and men can do damn near anything they want to damn do. But if you as a feminist, if your mindset is that I must be submissive or I must be subverted, we can't coexist, crazy. Because
I'm
Adam wasn't satisfied to Eve down here. But nevertheless, that ain't what that is. If you're a feminist and you don't care anything about men, you're fine with this movie. If you're a member of the LGBTQ and you believe that men are weak or you believe that heterosexual men are the detriment to society, you're fine with this movie.
who are you? Like, who says that though? I've never seen that from somebody
Oh
gay or
man,
from
listen,
somebody.
we,
Is
well,
that, is
we
that happening on Twitter?
listen, we getting slaughtered over there on Twitter. And see, that's the other thing.
You
Black,
can't give those, man. Anybody with a little keyboard and an opinion will say something like that. That
but
is
what I'm saying is,
detrimental to what you want. Yes, sure, they exist and they're wrong for saying things like that. And just happy that, oh look, Ayo Anaka are in this movie. What? That's all I want. Woohoo! Gonna get
right.
that
But
relationship play out.
I
Same
guess what
thing.
I'm saying is, when you look at this movie and you read the comments, there are people that clearly have an agenda because their comments have nothing to do with the facts when they line up with this movie.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, we can have a discussion, but when your comments are deliberately malicious, lying, you're insulting women in the movement, you're insulting the children that's in the movement, you insult. See, we don't have to insult one another to have a disagreement. But when we're getting to that point where the women are being categorized as weak, behind-minded women, and that's been said by a woman. When you have a black man saying that little black boys should just stop crying and get over it, that's a black man saying that.
Yeah, I heard that one. I don't get that one
It's
at
like,
all. Stop crying. It's over. Like that's gonna make me stop. I
Right.
started I started wanting T'Challa to be recasted the moment that Chadwick Boseman had died. I thought I had the idea. I didn't say it out loud because that would be insensitive right after a guy dies to talk about his role. But I was saying stuff like, thinking to myself, we should get this guy recasted. This character needs to continue. He needs to be treated like Superman and all those great white superheroes who needed to continue to become household names. That's a big thing over here on Chillmonger. I keep every stream. I will tell you guys this. I want Black Panther to be a household name. That we get there by having him appear in these major media appearances with billion-dollar aspirations and $100 million budgets. That's how we get that guy on the same level as Spidey. And we can't do that if he's not in the movies. And I don't want to pay for a movie he's not in so that the studio gets the signal that, oh, well, the first Black Panther movie made 1 billion. The second Black Panther movie made less. It made, let's hope, I'm just going to say 500 million. That to me is a flop. I mean,
Right.
it'll still be profitable, but it'll be a major disappointment, and they'll go, "Oh, we made like a third of the money." And if that is to happen, I think that the studio will reassess their decision, the decision that they made in minutes. And I feel
That's the
like
point.
that is a pro to the freaking decision not to pay money to watch this movie. I could say boycott, but again, boycott is for serious things. But but yes, I will withhold my dollars. And it's not just one movie ticket that I bought to contribute to that 1.3 billion back in 2018. I bought multiple tickets to that, and I planned on bringing more people to watch this movie together as a community, maybe even
Right.
I'm not going to say that, but more people.
Right. Here's the thing.
What
Serious or not,
what?
that's a perception. And see, because you touching on a lot of things, and I don't know if you realize how much you're touching on. Whether or not we're gonna use the word boycott, we want to save that for serious things. Serious to who?
Okay, it is there's value in white kids growing up watching this guy, having him be his favorite, and then those white kids become a white adults, and maybe any and maybe this movie is serious and impactful enough to change their perception of adult males who happen to be black, and they discontinue their familial legacy of oppression and anything else. Now, I'm not saying everyone white is evil, but I'm just saying it
Right.
can't do that.
If I could add this, because I'm assuming you're in your mid to late 20s.
I give no information about myself,
Right,
but
right.
assume on.
But now watch this, because perception is everything. Because I've literally had people say T'Challa is not as important as Batman, Bruce Wayne. To who?
Too.
Here's what people aren't processing. Your familiarity with T'Challa, for the most part, comes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Imagine if you had the same exposure to this character that you had with the X-Men when it comes to cartoons, that you had with Batman when it comes to his cartoon,
Yeah.
his movies, and his video games. The reason why people are they're able to dismiss the character is because they know nothing about the character. As I alluded to in one of my videos, when we go see these live action superhero movies, we go to see the superhero. You're not going to go see the actor. I've seen many actors play Superman. I've seen many actors play Batman. Those actors, I recognize their achievements as actors separate from the role that they play. When I look at Michael Keaton, I'm talking about Mr. Mom. When I'm looking at Robert Downey Jr., I'm thinking about everything else that came before Iron Man, as well as what he did with Iron Man. But when I look at Robert Downey Jr., I see Robert Downey Jr. I don't
Yeah.
see necessarily, oh, this is Tony Stark. When I think about Chadwick Boseman, I didn't go to see Black Panther because Chadwick Boseman was playing a role. I went to go see T'Challa, the guy that I was reading about in the 70s. The guy who I couldn't get not one action figure for, couldn't get not one damn cartoon for. Had to wait and play him as an extra character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance video game. This is the character that, yeah, this the dude that I've been yearning for. This my guy. I played everybody else. I had the Batman animated Avengers game on the Sega Genesis and the PlayStation. I played Superman. I got the Justice League video game. I don't mind. I love it. I got X-Men Ultimate Legends. What X-Men Legends 1 and 2. I got them video games.
I played too. Now, so
Right.
are you telling me that you spend so much money on the Black Panther media in all of its other forms that because this is where I was gonna go, and I think you're gonna beat me to it, so I want to jump ahead. I buy the Black Panther comic book written by John Ridley. This is not a good comic book, but I continue to support this comic book, fund it. I buy it. Okay. Anyone saying to me, no, but chill, you're supposed to buy Wakanda Forever. You're supposed to keep black things going on. I do in the comic book form because I know that the Marvel comic book publishing company will see that, oh, this Black Panther comic is not a high seller. Let's continue putting brand new rookie writers on this comic book. Let's continue not treating it with the respect that it deserves to be treated with. Like, the comic books that Jonathan Hickman gets to write and Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Wade and all those, top tier names that are just slipping my mind right. Al Ewing. Those guys get big books. Black Panther doesn't get a big name scribe like that. They had Jason Aaron for like 3 issues, but that was when Jason Aaron wasn't Jason Aaron, you know? Um, I do spend money on the Black Panther franchise in ways where I'm fearful that if I don't spend my money on it, it may go away and may be hurt. I'm doing that right now with there's a $4 commitment that I make every single month. Actually, I buy the variant covers too. I do that, okay?
But
But
see, this
Wakanda
is
Forever can fail. And I'm not worried because I know that the first movie made so much money. The only logical conclusion you can come to and derive is that, well, this movie made less money because the main character named T'Challa is no longer. That's the only difference. It's not because we had a bad villain. Namor is right up there with Killmonger.
and the thing is I have to ask myself why. As I alluded to, it's too much information out there for those that want to be educated to be educated. We saw Chadwick Boseman sitting on a stage, Sirius XM radio. We saw this. If you love Chadwick Boseman, you're a Chadwick Boseman historian. You say you that's what you want. You heard this dude say while they rubbing Lupita Nyong'o and Danielle Guerrero are flanking him. He's crying. He literally says on stage, "I had no idea this character meant so much to so many." He didn't say so many black people. He
Yeah.
didn't say so many black men. He didn't say so many black boys. He said to so many. Thus, this character, T'Challa, means a lot to a plethora of people. He says this on stage. Man, I got to go get my accent right. Do you know what that means when he says, forget working out? Because he said that I got to go work out. I got to learn these lines. He said, I got to go get the accent right.
Yeah.
Because the people that this character means so much to, they not looking for Chadwick Boseman. They looking for the authenticity of T'Challa. And he's like, because Chadwick Boseman has always stated this, he dives into the character he's playing. So if we've heard him say that, because you can't say, well, that ain't what he meant. No, he's telling you this character means more to a whole group of people, more
Yeah.
so than he's ever known. So what if we heard, I love Chadwick Boseman, and I'm saying that as somebody that they had to study this to. Never wanted to mischaracterize him. Had to learn him. He stood for something. He stood for more opportunities for black people. He didn't stand for the same opportunities. He didn't stand for less opportunities. It's a reason why he made that commencement speech at Howard. And so many people want to take his words and twist it to make it selfish.
Yeah.
He talked about the roles, representation. He alluded to that. He mentioned general. So when I'm looking, he mentioned the soap opera. So when I'm looking at people, you say you love Chadwick Boseman. Cool. As an actor, I love him too. I wish I could have got to meet the man. The man whose idols, people he looked up to, his father, Harold Miner and Malcolm X. Someone else who was about black inclusion. Someone else who was about positive black representation. Someone else who was about black people getting it right and standing together. We ain't got to say boycott, but as you alluded to, your money says a lot. We don't have to keep settling for less, which is what Chadwick Boseman was about, which is what the man he looked up to which was about. And I ain't talking about just Malcolm X. I'm talking about his father. Mm-hmm. I'm also talking about the man who raised him when both parents were at work, his brother Derek Boseman, a pastor. I'm looking at everybody, and these are all good images. A brother that's a pastor, a God-fearing man, but he gets disparaged on social media in favor for the cast and crew. We got a black actor
Wait,
going.
define that. Well, you said he gets disparaged on social media for the cast. Who did that?
The family gets disparaged because what the running sentiment on social media is, the cast and crew knew Chadwick Boseman better than his family does. That's the running sentiment that
All
anti-recasters
right.
are tossing out there left and right.
Same thing I'll say earlier. Just people on Twitter, anyone
Right.
has an opinion,
So it's
stupid
like,
things will be said.
but if you, because see, I know what I'm saying, but if you, because I'm not gonna put no words in anybody's mouth. If you go on social media and you say you love Chadwick Boseman, then you got to stand tall in the paint for that.
You gotta
I know him.
want for what he would want, which is
Right.
this
You see what
character to
I'm not
continue.
saying that. I'm saying, hey, I heard what you said. I listened to you. I even heard you make that reference to Ocean's 11, where you would love to see a movie where that was us as black people. Where we can't,
Oh, you
right.
can't get more than 2 black leads in a
We
movie.
can't get to Ocean's 11 if soon as one of y'all pass away, we finna take your role. Because if this is the statement that black folks are doing, and black folks have to look at this because ain't nobody else talking about this. T'Challa is the primary black superhero, just like Superman, arguably, or Batman is. They will never suggest that Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent go away.
Mm-hmm.
Black people, I'm looking at us because this is our guy. Trust me, there are a whole bunch of other people from various ethnicities, races, genders, whatever, that are pissed off about this character being killed off. But this is our guy. Nobody's going to own this guy like us. And we don't know this guy because we haven't been exposed to this guy, either from big media or of our own choosing. But if it's our own choosing, then it's our responsibility to get to know this guy, why he's worth preserving. And it's way too many people.
You're talking T'Challa, you're right?
T'Challa.
Yeah.
It's way too many people. And I get it. I understand it. I knew way more about Bruce Wayne before I knew about T'Challa. That wasn't by accident. The Bruce Wayne comic books were way out there. You got to go. T'Challa was in Jungle Action. He ain't have his own title. You see what I'm saying? You got to want to go get this information. Once you go get it, if you say you don't care after that, fine. But it's way too many people basing their significance of this character on the limited amount of information that they have. They also are deliberately lying on the actor when you don't have to. The actor himself was about inclusion. He was about everybody. So why are we taking away it out of honor? We're taking away to show our respect for Chadwick Boseman when Chadwick Boseman stood for giving.
You're doing a terrific job of conveying what this man was stood for, or the importance of the role, and more. Okay. But when we get to the giving the dollars to this movie, no matter what you say right now, it will mean that a black movie will fail if you get what you want, which is this movie to flop. If I get what I want to for this movie to flop, how do you measure that?
It's always measured. When we said the Montgomery bus boycott, and I know that's not the word that we use, it's always been a measure that if you're in an abusive relationship, you got to go through an uncomfortable period after the breakup to get where you need to be, where you should have been. So when you look at this movie, let's do some comparisons. I know you said we don't want to do, but the boycott is for something serious.
Go ahead.
Like,
you know what? My boycott rule is free. You can say boycott. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is that I either sit on the back of the bus or I find another way to work, understanding I might be late to work or lose my job at work. But if I want to be seen as equal, this is the risk that I have to take.
You know why it's a bad example? Because in that example, you're not hurting black people as a whole. If you just go on the bus.
Watch this. When we say black people, there were black people in Montgomery, Alabama, who had to be to work. But what we did was we understood that the greater goal outweighed that. The greater goal is about inclusion, right? The greater goal is to be seen as just as well as everybody else. We don't want less than. So what you can do is you can sit up here and say, you know what? I'm not mad at y'all getting y'all money. We keep saying support the cast and crew. they've gotten paid already. Them checks have been cashed. Right
No,
now,
no,
they're
no. But what they the way that they lose, or the way that the entire like film industry loses, is that a black movie fails and studios go, "Oh, that's a risk now. Oh, do I really want to forward this black movie and green
so
light
why,
it when we
so
saw what happened with Wakanda
so
Forever?"
watch this. Why is that more so my responsibility as the black fan who's been telling you what I wanted? I've been saying this for over 2 years now. What I wanted. Why is it my responsibility as a black fan to support black actors who aren't giving me what I want? Black actors want to be paid, compensated for. It's real simple. It ain't no different than any other fan group, to be perfectly honest with you. What do fans ask for? Give me what I want. We're not asking this question with the people that demanded the Snyder cut. Don't make me feel bad for being black. Ain't nobody asking the black cast and crew to make decisions for black people. What was the obligation to do what was right for black on the cast and crew? They're millionaires. Where was
Are
the
you
act?
trying to tell me two wrongs don't make a right, or are you saying like we're not even wrong for not
What I'm
supporting this
saying
movie?
is that if the obligation is about being black, we have a mutual responsibility to one another, and
Okay,
that responsibility
I
does
follow
not
that.
have to start with me as a fan. That responsibility, Chadwick Boseman got this. It actually, you're the celebrity, you're the image, you're the representation. Daniel Kaluuya walked away from this movie for whatever
Well,
reason.
for no,
What we
he
do?
had a leading role, and he would have been in jail for this whole movie. There's a
Watch this.
difference.
Watch this. This is what I told my daughter because she said, "Daddy, it was a conflict of schedule." I said, "You know what? Stay right there in that statement. It was a conflict of schedule, i.e., he could choose to either do A or B. Now we know one of them paid more than the other one, but that one, because it was a conflict of for both of them, not just for one film. No, if I do this film, I can't do that one. If I do this film, I can't do that one." He made a choice, a conscious decision. He said, "Hey, I understand that this movie, I'm gonna make more money, but I'm gonna choose this one right here."
Mhm.
Okay.
It'll
You know what?
forward his career better. It'll be something that he will be remembered for, something he will have more personal enjoyment in. It's
Right.
just
But
all around a better career move
that
for
could have been
Daniel
what,
Kaluuya to do. No,
watch this.
but I'm not thinking about the cast when I
Right, but
say
watch this. What I'm saying is this is when we talk about positive black representation, and this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. You're right. Everything that you just said is right. But look at Wakabi in the comics. Wakabi in the comics really should have played a better role than what Daniel Kaluuya was given. But who wrote it? Wakabi go all the way back to the 70s with T'Challa. He does. That's the head of his security. Wakabi gave his life, watch this, and we're not going to get to see this play out on screen, right? Wakabi gave his life defending Shuri while she was preparing to become the Black Panther to take on Morgan. We didn't get that. So did Zuri. They both, one got treated like just a weak-minded traitor in the first movie, right? So as a black man, you're not seeing this dude for who he is. As black women, you're not seeing this man defend a black woman. You see him being treated as weak. You see him drop down to one knee saying, "Would you kill me, my love?" Mind you, that ain't his wife in the comics. But look at the imagery on film. He said, "No, I'm not going to do this." He stepped away. So if we talk about being black, because I'm not writing this plot, right? It is the cast and crew's responsibility just as much as it is mine to stand up, be proud to be black. This is not a proud to be black movie. This is a black movie with subtle messages. We want to uplift the woman. When you look at who, ain't that a Bob Marley song? No Woman, No Cry.
right.
Okay. Well, how many black men did you see that movie? In the trailer. Angela Bassett, I said it.
This
I ain't
sounds a
not.
little red pill right now.
She finna get an Academy Award winning nomination off this movie because she touched me when she said that made that statement.
She said
You know
her
what I'm talking
entire family died.
Yeah, she touched me, and
Hey,
I
maybe she's talking about the blip. Maybe that I heard Marcus from Back of the Bus podcast bring this
people
up.
keep
But
saying that.
when she says my entire family dies, she might be talking about how Shuri also died in the blip, and
People
maybe the
keep
whole.
saying that, and this is what I'm gonna tell you.
Mhm.
Marvel Entertainment, I got it on my page and everything like that on Twitter. Marvel Entertainment and Winston Duke have came out and said this is official. This is after Infinity War and it's after Endgame. That kills that whole blip conversation.
And what the hell did Ramonda mean when she said my entire family died? Shuri's
I,
clearly alive in the movie.
you That's the same thing that the dude said when there will be no more T'Challa in the 616 universe. They don't know what they're doing over there. Why are we expecting people that aren't comic book fans to know what they're doing? They don't. These are the people that literally wrote Chadwick Boseman's death into the movie.
I
And
know
we
that
know they
it's
got the cure for
unnecessary.
cancer.
I know.
Right. So why do we
And
keep
that and the more angry that makes me, the more I hear that. Sorry, am I interrupting you?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But the more angry I get for them writing in the death of T'Challa, which is because Chadwick died, the more I go, how can I fund this thing? The more I want to come on here and say, guys, don't spend your money on this movie. It needs to flop so the message gets across. That it empowers me. It like motivates me. Yeah, it
Right.
encourages me to get there. Where I just don't want this movie to succeed at all because I know the damage. Because what happens if this movie is also another billion-dollar movie? They go, yes, we didn't need him, and we go a whole decade of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Guys, we're in the second half of the MCU, and it's been 14 years so far. We're gonna go another 14 without T'Challa, and that sets him back. That sets him back from my goal, which is to bring Black Panther into the top 10 of superheroes if he wasn't already, to bring him to the top 5.
This is what's funny to me. When people say that's Chadwick Boseman's role, I get it. You saw him play this role first. But first of all, the first place you saw him was in Captain America Civil War. That wasn't his movie. He didn't get that much screen time. You saw him in Black Panther. He shared the screen with a lot of people. And he even got his ass whooped in that movie. Okay, let's keep going. What else did you see him? You saw him in Infinity War. He wasn't in that movie that long. When we talking about he owns this role, T'Challa really ain't got that much screen time.
Not much. He has one movie of his own.
Like when we think about it, people like,
and you know they reshot Endgame. They know that after Black Panther was a success, they're like, oh, we got to make Black Panther the first one that Steve Rogers sees when he says on your left and he comes out of a portal. They rewrote a lot of scenes for T'Challa.
And then watch this. Because like I said, it's loaded to me. If Black is important, because that's what we're talking about in regards to Black Panther 2. Where were these same people at when Carol Danvers premiered as the first female Captain Marvel? See, if you don't know your comic book history, you don't know. And that's something else.
No. I don't even want to entertain that Captain Marvel talk. We know that Billy Batson is Captain Marvel. We know that Marvel wanted to acquire the rights. We know that Marvel got to be Captain Marvel. And then in comes Monica Rambeau gets to be Captain Marvel. And then Carol Danvers gets to be Captain Marvel. I don't feel like Carol Danvers took for Monica at all. I feel like there is no country called Marvel that Carol is robbing of Monica. There's no duty that, once you're the Captain Marvel, you got to wear this color. There's nothing that she took from her.
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, okay.
If the point is about inclusion and about representation, then why was it urgent that that's how the first female Captain Marvel came on the scene? Because see, I didn't say anything. I don't care. But if we gonna drive a point home about inclusion and representation, you didn't represent that right. No differently than what you're doing with Namor right now. You didn't represent that right. Watch this. Even with Monica Rambeau, when we talk about positive Black representation, Maria Rambeau and her husband are alive and well in New Orleans, Louisiana. Black representation. What you got on the screen?
There was no father.
No father at all. And mama dead. See, these are things that...
You're dancing away from the topic of the video, though.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when we talk about why you shouldn't go see this movie, it's all relevant.
Oh, okay.
People don't know what's going on with this character in the comic books. See, it ain't just about, Chadwick Boseman passed. It's not just about that. And people that read the comic books know that. Because we see what you want to do, you want to align the comic books up with what you're doing with the movies. Well, me and you both read comic books. Why he couldn't get the send off that John Ridley gave the Fantastic Four? Not John Ridley. Why he couldn't get the send off that Jonathan Hickman gave the Fantastic Four when they walked away from comic books? Why does he have to be emasculated in the comic books? If we said we weren't going to use his image to promote this movie, why is there a big old mural on the screen?
Hold on. When did they ever say they wouldn't use his image?
They said we're not going to use his image to promote this movie whatsoever. No CGI, nothing like that. Yeah, that's Kevin Feige and them. But his image is right there to link his death to the movie. If Chadwick Boseman isn't appearing in this movie, why are you re-releasing a Black Panther action figure in his likeness?
Where did the proceeds go? Tell him what you said you were. Tell him what you said you were going to do with your money that isn't going to go to the movie. What are you going to do with it, Theo?
The money that I'm going, because it's right there. You can Google it. I'm going to send that money, and I probably would have spent about $100 when it's all said and done. I'm going to send that to the Chadwick Boseman School of Performing Arts, because Anthony Mackie said nobody else can replace Chadwick Boseman. Nobody can replace the man.
Let's go
The
find one.
actor, an actor is a job. We can get that. And since Chadwick Boseman was about uplifting Black people, all of us, giving us all an opportunity, I'm going to honor him that way.
I cannot say. You know what I can say? That's $100 more than Marvel Studios have pledged to give to that foundation.
It's like I said, it's a lot. If you just approach this from the movie side of the house, and that's what your experience is limited to, you're not going to see certain things, or you're just going to check out certain things. Jackie Robinson's wife was still affiliated with the Los Angeles Dodgers after he passed away. You could see that. Vanessa Bryant is still noticeably attached to the Los Angeles Lakers after her husband and daughter are tragically passed away. None of us, because you, like I said, me and you've alluded to with the distractors and everything like that, with the BS comments, none of us have seen the family, nor the studio, nor the actors interact with one another like they walking in lockstep. We also, as moviegoers, have never seen where actor's tragic passing is tied into the character. We've never seen that. As I alluded to,
We cannot support that, guys. We really shouldn't be giving them money for this.
The Joker. People say it's difference between Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. Cool, but why the Joker didn't show up in the third Batman movie? We didn't say his character was ODing on drugs. We didn't say Paul Walker's character died in a car crash. Do you know how tasteless that would have been? Do you know how tasteless that would have been? Like, that's despicable. But we talking about, okay, if we know that's despicable, then where is the responsibility of the cast and crew? Because it was a Black executive and it was a Black writer who wrote this. It was a Black cast and crew that acted this out. Where's the responsibility on them to be Black? Lupita Nyong'o then came out and said this was therapeutic for them. Them working on this movie was therapeutic for them. Then that means you made this movie for you. You didn't make this movie for me, because we never got acknowledged. So that means the reason you didn't acknowledge us, because you didn't care about what we thought, because this movie was going to be cathartic for you.
So look, there's no empathy or sympathy or backlash or any second thoughts from you not supporting these actors. They're not the only.
I might support them in something else because I like them.
Okay. But for this movie. Yeah. Mike says here that during one of those red carpet thingies, one of the Dora actresses were talking about them representing the country, not the person. It's kind of sort of seemed as if it had a double meaning. D. Steezel says there's definitely some corporate member berries in the trailer. And Rhea adds, I think a pro is more Wakanda content. Yes, paying for this money it will give that message. But there's already a Wakanda TV series that's in the works, And then she says that a Khan is no more T'Challa. Exactly. And that's such a huge Khan whose legacy is fully unique, Black protagonist, not just fully unique and Black, the greatest one, the most important one, valuable one, with the one with the biggest head start right now, because he is the greatest Black superhero character in movies to match the comic books. He's a I would say top 20 for sure superhero in the world. And that would be continued to be diminished in media. Go ahead.
So if we know that, what are we doing? It's so many. Watch this. If we know, me and you.
Don't blame John Campea for this one. I've heard him say he wanted recasting.
Yeah. If you and I know that 3 months after the movie debuted, that, because me and you know this, we didn't see it. If you and I know 3 months after the movie debuted, Nate Moore told Ryan Coogler not to be married to the character, that's a red flag. The movie is still in the movie theater. If not, it's available for purchase. Why are you talking about don't be? Because Chadwick Boseman at that point in time, as I stated to somebody else recently this morning, Chadwick Boseman at that time was the latest, greatest hotness. Nobody knew he was ill. Black Panther just made you a whole bunch of money. Why are you 3 months down the road after it debuted in the movie theater talking about don't be married to T'Challa as the Black Panther? Why are you even stating that? Why is that thought on your mind?
I cannot believe when I heard about that. Yeah.
Right, because we're not misquoting him. Anybody can Google that. Why? So we talking about we believing in Marvel. What is and then Ryan Coogler says, fine. In the same interview, you guys are being quoted in the same interview. I want to explore the women anyway. Well, if we think about this, and I'm just gonna point it out, Chadwick Boseman went to go visit kids. Ryan Coogler had a girl come visit him dressed in a Dora Milaje outfit. Okay,
What?
cool.
In what manner do you mean she
When
visited
the
him?
girl, when Ryan Coogler was being interviewed in the boxing gym. First of all, that was his interview. He didn't come bearing gifts. The little girl came bearing gifts. She came to the boxing gym where he was being interviewed, dressed as a Dora Milaje.
Okay.
How do they know where you at? You doing an interview promoting Black Panther 2. Why are we bringing this girl in here where you at? Why are you supposed to be her? Oh, you her hero. The girl mama brought her to Ryan Coogler. That when we sit them two videos side by side, Chadwick Boseman went to go visit sick kids while he had cancer riddling throughout his body.
Right.
So if we know that, and then, okay, let's play it. Ring-a-verse. Nate Moore says once he heard Chadwick Boseman had passed, he only spoke to one other person, Ryan Coogler.
No, he said we spoke to Ryan, so I'm assuming Feige was part of that.
But watch this. We never considered. So if we never, then this ain't done out of respect. Because you say you never. To do something out of respect, me and you must have a thought. Me and you must have a conversation.
Yeah.
I must take time. But if you say this, what you never considered it, where's the respect in never? Then you double down and say it only took a matter of minutes. That's less than an hour. $1 billion decision. So as a man, now this me as a legal specialist in the United States Marine Corps, if the problem started on Wednesday, I'm not finna go to Thursday. I'm finna start right there with Wednesday. Because Thursday comes after Wednesday, right? Cool. So if all this is taking place, you and I know this, we put it out there for fans to go take fans of T'Challa, fans of Black Panther, fans of Chadwick Boseman. It's easily researchable. We show it to you. Where's the disconnect at? This ain't never been about respect. This has been about exactly what it was. So if I want equality as a Black person,
don't fund the movie. Don't buy a ticket. That's
I gotta take that deal.
Yeah.
I gotta
Mads
take
Mama Bear here adds that the movie is basically done. Arguing whether or not to recast him is pointless. Well, it's pointless if you're thinking short-sighted and only for one movie. Yeah, the movie has been completed and the decision has been made. This again is a science fiction or a fantasy where somebody can die and return to life. So in that aspect, in that thought process, I'm over here asking for a recast, wanting a recast, paying so that they consider recasting, or I should say, withholding my money so they consider recasting. It is not the end, and I'm long-term minded. What I want is for the Black Panther, again, guys, is to be on the same level as Superman for years. Superman had an 80-year head start before 2018 Black Panther.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch this. People that say the movie is in the can. I laugh when they say stuff like that, and it's not to just chide them and everything like that.
Yeah, don't laugh at Mads Mama Bear. She's out here all the time. We like Mads Mama Bear.
What I'm saying is, okay, well, we went to go see both G.I. Joe movies. Let's not act like that. Let's not act like that we didn't go see. Whether we liked them or not, we went to go see both G.I. Joe movies. What happened in that second G.I. Joe movie? Channing Tatum wasn't in it at all.
Duke.
That movie was done. Mm-hmm. We know that. We watch movies. That's why I say I'm not gonna act like I don't watch movies. And people can't make me feel like I don't watch movies. No, I watch movies. I like superhero movies. I got too many toys. I do. Channing Tatum wasn't in that second movie. They had to go reshoot that movie to put him in it because fans, come on now, fans got in an uproar and said, this ain't got nothing to do with the first movie. I'm not gonna go watch this. Hasbro, they was like, oh, whoa, wait, hold on. We're gonna go back and reshoot it and put him in the movie. Yeah. How hard would it be?
They shot a lot more scenes with Duke.
Right. How hard would it be for Marvel to sit back and say, because mind you, Marvel still ain't acknowledged the fan base yet. They have not. How hard would it be?
Yeah, but I don't think. I think that's a bit entitled to assume they should acknowledge a fan base. Like I'm not anyone, and none of us really are like loud voices, I should say, or
I
fucking
guess I guess what I'm saying is
high
this.
profile enough to demand
Being
that.
consistent, we've seen them acknowledge other fan bases. They don't have to acknowledge Theo B. They don't have to acknowledge Chillmarker. But we've
But you're
seen
saying because the recast T'Challa petition has 60,000
it's
votes,
just
it's
fan base.
significant enough?
You're right. You never addressed it. But here's what we know. Because I'm gonna go back to it. Because I don't want to lose my train of thought and everything
Which
like that.
yeah, sorry.
So when we look at these movies and everything like that, I'm a fan. You could easily go back and reshoot scenes to put T'Challa in this movie.
Or
If
edit
we
out scenes that
right,
acknowledge his
if
death.
if we borrowing from Deadliest of the Species, which I've covered, and we borrowing from Power, which I've covered, why not just put him in a stasis chamber? He ain't even got to take the mask off. He ain't even got to say nothing.
Yeah. Get
Just
that
have
body
him.
double. Get
Why?
that body double because he played T'Challa too. It wasn't just Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
There were stunt doubles too. Get him, employ him, have him put on the whole mask and superhero outfit, and just make a reason for why he won't be in this movie, and
They're
get that written and reshot now. Like
they're already borrowing elements from the Deadliest, written by Reginald Hudson.
yeah, the Namor fight and
They're borrowing from watch this. Deadliest of the Species,
yeah.
Power, and Avengers versus X-Men. That's what they borrowing from.
Yeah, that 2010, 2012 era of Black Panther.
So if you're gonna borrow from that storyline, borrow from it. Let T'Challa take a hit in the face, put him in a stasis chamber. Let Shuri do exactly what she's doing right now.
Because that's how it goes.
You can't kill this whole nonsense about Nakia finna have a baby out of wedlock, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's stereotypical and insulting in and of itself. Don't do that. Put us behind in the stasis chamber. Let Shuri go fight Namor like she gonna do. Then have this dude come back in Black Panther 3. It's an easy fix. We saw this with G.I. Joe Retaliation. It ain't hard. It's not. You just have to want to. But they're not going to want to if the fans are going to send the overwhelming message. We're going to support this movie. If you're not going to support the movie just because of characters not being in certain movies, and Hawk ain't that dude to G.I. Joe, it's Snake Eyes. If T'Challa is basically what means to Black people what Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, and Peter Parker, and Steve Rogers, and Thor Odin's son, and Diana Prince mean to so many other people, then fight for the dude.
Yeah.
The dude is relevant. Family Guy.
And don't worry about don't worry about what the consequences are of you not spending money on this movie. There is no worries that Hollywood's gonna say this movie it means that Black people can't make movie. No, the first one proved the notion correct for us. It dispelled the rumors and the myths for us that a Black movie can't work. There was never a Black movie that got the leg up that this movie got. A Black Panther 1. It got a Civil War where it introduced him. 2 years later, enough people may have saw it on Netflix, may know who this Black Panther guy is, see him on a trailer, and go, it's a Marvel movie already, so it's got that leg up. It has the 200 million budget. Could have used a little more budget and a little bit better CGI, but that has nothing to do with the promotion of the film. This movie got every advantage that you can ask for, and it did it. So when this movie, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, flops, you can only look at, well, the difference is T'Challa's not in it. If you are worried that Hollywood's gonna say Black movies can't make it, then you would have to be blind and pretending to ignore the main difference between this first movie and the Wakanda Forever second movie, which is T'Challa is missing.
And we don't have to let Hollywood steal the narrative. Like, we don't have to let anybody steal the narrative. That's something else. It's real simple to say, hey, I'm not going because T'Challa not in it.
Yes.
We're not saying it's a bad movie. I'm
not saying that. I think it actually looks beautiful. I'm actually interested in how good Ryan Coogler is going to write this script, even with the decision I disagree with. I'm interested. I want to see how Riri Williams turns out, and I want to see if that's Shuri in the Black Panther suit at the end of the trailer too. I want these things to know these things. However, I will withhold my dollars because what matters more to me is the cultural significance and historical ramifications of Black Panther being in our media for the next second half of the MCU.
People act like two things can't be true at the same time. I'm able to compartmentalize and look at. I think I started watching y'all last night. You and K Dot were talking about it. The cinematography looks beautiful. Like all what am I finna? Angela Bassett is finna give a stirring performance in this movie. Like I'm able to compartmentalize and say, no, this movie look like a tumor. Like that's a build a figure. Yeah, build a figure. You got to go buy all them Black Panther action figures. The Hatuts Draze, they were dropping them action figures based off this movie. So I'm not finna act like that. But the bigger message, I can't miss the bigger message. The bigger message is if we want better, and everybody want better. Man, I listen to you when you be talking about Kamala Khan and everything like that. I ain't disagree with one thing you said because I know why it means something to you. I get it.
It's important for me, but I like I said, I don't like talking about myself, but
No,
it's
that's
also I
fine.
think it's important for mankind and the population of viewers to understand who Kamala Khan is and have her story be consistent in the video game and the comic books and the TV
Right,
animated series. And you can't just change her superpowers like that for one iteration of her because it sends the wrong message. I want the same consistency Spider-Man got for her to get to this position of Spider-Man. And not just Spider-Man, Captain America, every single one
right,
of those
right.
guys. Why
You
are
not
we
wrong for
handicapping
that.
these characters?
You not wrong for that. You are absolutely right for that because watch this. You want that not just for Kamala Khan, but all comic book characters.
Especially
That's
the
what
ones
you
who
commit.
aren't white, especially the Shang-Chi
Exactly.
and Arrow and like you name them. If they're not white, I want them to succeed even more so. I'll buy more tickets, except for
Exactly.
Wakanda Forever, which I told you why.
And I've talked to you, and you had me on more than enough shows for me to be a part of the beautiful rainbow of cast that you have. We all say the same thing. Comic book consistency. We don't look alike. We don't talk alike. We come from various backgrounds, but we all toe the line with the comic. So if we talking about it, like I said, if you are a Chadwick Boseman fan and you heard what this man said, if his commencement speech at Howard made you cry, if his speech at that Sirius XM radio made you cry, then think about why those words moved you. If we're going to continue Chadwick Boseman's legacy, our legacy is to grow Black people. That's his message, to grow opportunities for us as a people, to make sure we keep growing, to make sure we keep getting better, to make sure we keep improving. And that's not addition by subtraction. That's addition plus addition plus addition plus addition. We might even want to throw some multiplication up in there. There's an infinity symbol up in there as far as Chadwick Boseman's mindset is concerned. This man is the man who did not think he was going to die. He felt like he knew he was going to beat cancer because he wanted to give this character to us. Damn it, if he couldn't do it because God said, I got to call you home, then it's our responsibility. It is incumbent upon us to continue his legacy.
And continuing his legacy is not killing the character. Continuing
It
his
is not.
legacy is getting another actor to continue playing the role, and
It is
all of
not.
that work and every character point that Chadwick Boseman spent on set acting to accomplish in his 4 appearances as the MCU T'Challa. That continuing his legacy is having that guy continue, not die. And I don't want to see his face in the trailer of your new movie just to sell tickets because we're all sad that he's dead, and we want to see what happens in the movie when and how they handle it. That's poor, piss poor. I don't like that.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm.
So we see in the movie The Harder They Fall, C.A. Botham on the railway car.
Wait, did
Marvel.
they advertise it? Was that part of the trailer though? No.
No, no, that wasn't the part of the trailer. We just
Nope.
saw it in the movie. We was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Avengers 41. The Bozeman helicarrier is flying over Wakanda.
Or is that so? Okay.
In the comic books,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
the Bozeman helicarrier, while T'Challa sits over the throne, this is when they're fighting over the Phoenix Force, not Avengers versus X-Men. This is when the Phoenix Force is trying to choose her new host, winds up choosing Echo. But the Bozeman helicarrier flew over Wakanda while Wakanda was in flames. The sea, flying over the Atlantic Bering Strait. The Bozeman helicarrier, you went to, and I'm looking at Marvel, Kevin Feige.
Jason Aaron,
Jason Aaron.
the writer.
No, of the movie. No, I'm talking about Kevin, the dude that is over Marvel Entertainment and Marvel Comics. You got resources. You could put Chadwick Boseman's mural on a wall, which to honor Chadwick Boseman, but you couldn't put, because helicarriers are a big deal in the MCU. because it ain't that many around anymore after Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You couldn't put a Bozeman helicarrier in this movie to fight Atlantis.
There could be. Let's watch the movie and see. Or let's not pay to
If they
watch
was
the
gonna
movie and
watch
see.
this, if they was gonna pull out heartstrings, you
Yeah.
know the Bozeman helicarrier would have been in that trailer. Everything they could do to pull our emotional heartstrings, they put in that trailer.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say that that comic book may have been because issue 41 was only last year. They also filmed this movie only last year, so they may not have been enough time to get
No,
that in
no,
there.
no, 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 no. Trust me, it was enough time. See, here's my thing. You didn't start shooting the movie again till July 2021.
But you're
Because we
asking for too much. You're asking for too much. Look, we got 55 minutes deep into this video, which I only wanted to go 30 minutes. What I'll do is I will read everyone because I'm thankful for Rhea and Rogue for writing in here. Yeah, I agree. Chill T'Challa's impact as the de facto black protagonist in pop culture can't be understated, both in comics and film. No shade to Blade or Spawn, who are also very significant as well. Mike says, I understand what you guys are saying, and I understand it from the cult of personality aspect. But this is a unique situation. People mentioned the Joker, but there had been Jokers before Chad was the first Black Panther.
And that's the problem. He don't want to see nobody else. So how do we move T'Challa forward as a character? Because we're not going to do what we did for the Joker. Because all those actors, that Cesar Romero is dead. That was my Joker. Jack Nicholson came in after that. Right? So how do we, if we not, because we finna do this with all black characters, this is a unique situation. Okay, with George Reeves passed. That was suicide. We still got another Superman. So how do we get T'Challa?
Christopher Reeves.
No, George Reeves played Superman first.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry.
Christopher Reeve came after that. So how do we graduate T'Challa beyond where we're at if every time somebody, any black character for that matter, if that's what we're going to do, if that's the mindset, because what he just said was a double entendre. He said Chadwick Boseman was the first, but we've had plenty Jokers. Okay, how do we get plenty T'Challas?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't make that statement, own it. If Cesar Romero is my Joker and Jack Nicholson came in after him, then I got Heath Ledger, then I got Joaquin Phoenix, then I got Jared Leto. I got Chadwick Boseman was my first one. So how do I get, because Cesar Romero is dead. George Reeve is dead. That was my Superman. Christopher Reeve. So when do I, as a black man, when do I get that with T'Challa? Because see, the reason why you know all these other characters is because other actors have stepped in and played them. Their popularity, their light has never diminished. We're finna go click on T'Challa right now. But you want to hold it against him. You want to say we can kill him off because he ain't been around that long. No, that's wrong. That is a single, and I apologize, but that is a single-minded, selfish mindset. T'Challa been around since 1966. Say you love Chadwick Boseman and you don't care about T'Challa. Just say that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't diminish.
I'll give Mike a chance to respond. We'll get to the bottom of these comments. I'm sure he'll have something to say.
Don't diminish the character because you don't care about the character. Don't do that. Don't diminish the character because you love the actor. That's not fair. Don't diminish the character because the character has not been highlighted. The character isn't human. The character isn't real. The character can't put light on himself. It's a fictional character.
Moon wants to see Cole Tiger. Zachary Briggs. Hello, welcome to the show, Zachary Briggs. First time seeing your name or recognizing your name. You say, I'm going to use my money to support Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because it's a Miles movie, I guess. Hopefully, the rumored Static Shock movie as well. Hey, man, I'm with you. I understand what you're doing with your money, and it's supporting things you agree with and representation which you want to see and which you want to dispel the myth that these things won't be profitable if this big studio gives all the money to this thing. We collectively proved that wrong with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and making that a success, and it can be done again, even though I disagree with the whole Miles Morales calling himself Spider-Man and all that stuff. Same stuff I have to say against Sam Wilson calling himself Captain America, but nevertheless,
we won't even touch that. We won't even touch that one.
Oh man, Skip and Tosh says that Theo has gone on record saying that he's past recasting and is at the point of boycotting the movie. Yeah, and likewise, I'm not past recasting. I'll never give up on that goal.
Here's where that mindset is, and I want to explain that. The only way I can force a recast is to not go see this movie. If I go see this movie, then as you've alluded to, Chill Marker, I'm telling them that this is totally acceptable. No, I understand the creative process as a writer. There are ways they can go back and write T'Challa back into the 1999 universe. But we can't do that if we're going to tell them that this okay. And we got to know that we're not saying that we don't want to see this movie because of black female representation. That's not what we're saying. We
We're
love it.
actually saying the opposite.
Yeah,
Multiple
that's not
times
what
during
we're
this
saying.
stream, we've said the opposite.
Yeah,
That
as
is
a
just
black
some
man,
tweets.
right. I'm accepting all of us. You're not going to keep dividing me and my people. I'm not going to keep signing up for that, and I'm not going to pay you for that. You're going to learn Hollywood. You don't get one without the other. And the only way I know how to make you understand where I'm coming from as a black person is to make you feel my dollar's not being there, and then I'm not going to let you steal the narrative.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go see this movie because you took T'Challa out. Period.
Mike says 1206 that since there's at least $1 billion at stake, it does make much sense for them to nerf the character that made them that billion. Not recasting is essentially leaving money on the table. I would agree with that, Mike. No
It was dead
T'Challa, no
again.
ticket. I like that. I heard Be Real with Derail say that one first. No
Yeah,
T'Challa, no
yeah, no
ticket.
T'Challa, no ticket.
Nice little
That's
ring to it.
Chill, Mark, chill. Would you like me making $1 billion decision about your business in a matter of minutes?
No, I would not do that. And I
And
think
that's
that Bob Chapek will have something to say about it if this movie
listen,
flops.
anybody you ask will say the same thing. Anybody you ask, regardless of how they feel about this topic, they're gonna say the same thing. No, don't make no $1 billion decision for me in a matter of minutes. But this they cool with.
Why they said they did it in a matter of minutes? Because it was
Yeah.
something to be appreciated and something to be commended on. Whoa, you know what? We made this decision really quickly. That's how good, that's how honorable we are. That's how much we love Chadwick Boseman. And
Ain't
we did
nobody
this so
signing up for
quickly.
that.
Matter of minutes. You gotta
Ain't
make sure that's they said that. They have barely spoken about not recasting. And when they first do, Nate Moore wants to tell you just how quickly they made the decision because they really think they're doing the right thing and they want to get points for that. They
watch
didn't
this.
even entertain it.
I'm gonna be petty. I said I like Chadwick Boseman, right? Marvel say they love Chadwick Boseman.
Mhm.
You got a lot of people that say they fans of Chadwick Boseman. I'm gonna say this. I'm being petty, but I'm also being real. People can come on my YouTube channel and learn more about Chadwick Boseman as a man than they can listening to Marvel. And that ain't me making that up. People can come on my YouTube channel and learn more about T'Challa, Black Panther, Wakanda, the Dora Milaje, and everybody else more so than what they're getting from Marvel. They can. So then it makes me sit back and look at it like this. But you say you love Chadwick Boseman. You can't even tell the people about Chadwick Boseman. You ain't even tried. But these are the same people that want to believe in you.
Mazamama Bear says, I believe they're going to bring back a T'Challa from another universe. I can see that happening, but they need to be financially incentivized to do so, which is me holding back my money. And it's a good compromise. If
What
it's not
what
it is
universe?
a compromise. It's not my goal. My goal is recast that
Right.
guy. I don't want him to die. I want him to remain. But like if another Black Panther T'Challa comes in here, then yes, it does add to what I'm asking for, which is years of T'Challa Black Panther being relevant, just
Let
so
me
he can get on the position of.
let me ask you a question. Me and you love this stuff. And what multiverse has T'Challa had a favorable outcome in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, they'll do it favorably here. They'll do long term here. If should they bring him back in the Secret Wars movie or something, I believe.
How do we get there though? How do we get there though? If we want them to bring him back favorably, how we get there? Because this ain't we ain't on that path right now. We got to make them do it. How do we make them do it?
The only way we know how to. The only language they speak, money. All due respect, it's called G.I. Joe, not G.I. Duke. But he was the main character of that movie. He was the lead, and it was the sequel.
But
Killing Duke basically killed that franchise. Not even The Rock could save it. The multiverse is a good way
no
to
bad
recast.
writing killed G.I. Joe. Bad writing. The writing sucks because it's not consistent with the comics, nor is it consistent with the thing it needs to be mostly consistent with the cartoon. Bad writing killed the G.I. Joe movie franchise.
I also believe they will do what they did in the Black Panther comic when Shuri died. What was that, like 2014? The Avengers No Time. What was it? Time Kills All. What was it called?
Yeah, time heals. I mean, it's gonna be one of if that's because that would have been the
Time
thing.
runs out. Time runs out.
She got killed by the Black Order. But okay, so if mind you, I'm here for it, but we gotta apply pressure because they can bring the dude back. Like let's be clear, you killing him off screen. So if you're killing him off screen, you can bring it back. You can. Them having Killmonger in this makes absolutely no sense. But you can bring him back. You can use the storylines that they used to bring him back in Doom War. Use this, not Doom War, but in the Deadliest of the Species. Or use what they did in the Ta-Nehisi Coates run when Manifold, we getting ready to introduce mutants, right?
That's what Skip and Tosh just said.
Yeah. So let's do that. I'm for that. But we got to get there first. Right now, we on this side of the bridge, and that's the side we want to get to. For us to get there, we got to cross that bridge. We got to do something to make them say, we got to bring this character.
Well, Skip is optimistic that he believes Shuri will do that with Riri, or if they expand on mutants like they started in Ms. Marvel, Manifold will be introduced and share, and he will bring him back.
What's the guarantee now? Unless he's working for Marvel, you know, I like it. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not. But unless he's working for Marvel, how do we get there? See, it's past the point of us making assumptions, hoping. No, we saw the trailer. We've been hoping for almost 2 years now. Okay, hope is gone. We got to move the needle.
I'm not as hopeful anymore, and I realize that there is only one thing I can do at this point, especially after that movie trailer. It's to withhold my money. It's to quote boycott, but not really boycott, because I feel like boycott is more serious of a word. Yeah, and Skip, I don't care about the recast. Well, he'll look different. We ignored it for the Hulk. Edward Norton doesn't look like Mark Ruffalo. Terrence Howard doesn't look like Don Cheadle.
Here's a question that I have to ask people, Chill. When you go see these superhero movies, are you going to go see the superhero or are you going to go see the actor? Because I'm being honest with you. I've never went to a superhero movie to go see the actor. I've always went to a superhero movie to see because I've always read the comics and seen the animated version, right? Yeah. I'm going to the superhero movie to see the live action portrayal of the superhero.
There are few people who went into the Eternals because Angelina Jolie was Thena. There's a reason why you casted that celebrity actress. There's a couple of other high profile names that they've done that for. I'm sure somebody's going to Thor to see Christian Bale. I'm sure.
But watch this. Yeah, somebody going to go see Christian Bale. But when you first went to go see Thor, it wasn't because Chris Hemsworth was playing Thor. You knew him, but you ain't know him. He was from Star Trek. No, you went to go see Thor. That's what you went to go see.
Yeah.
When I'm tuning in, because I don't know the young lady that played Kamala Khan. She's coming into this unknown. If I'm going to watch Ms. Marvel, it ain't for her. It's to see Ms. Marvel. That's what people are getting. It's like, I'm going to go see the movie for the Incredible Hulk. Mark Ruffalo is not the same actor as Edward Norton. We know that. He ain't got them same acting chops. We don't care. We want to see the Incredible Hulk. We're not going to go see Mark Ruffalo act like Mark Ruffalo. We're going to see Mark Ruffalo act like the Incredible Hulk. That's what that is. So why is it it's a black character? And because this black character is relatively unknown, we finna make all the excuses in the world we would never make for another character. And that's exactly what we do. 54 years old, I've never seen this type of propaganda direction before in my life. And I've seen a lot of superhero movies.
And you did not have the same outlet in which to voice your displeasures as much as you had in year 2022.
I did, but I read the sci-fi magazines. I'm not gonna act like that. It's always been a voice for people it's always been platforms for people to have a voice to voice their frustration. Because where we at right now, we wouldn't where we at right now when people voice their concerns about Paul Walker. But they let it be known, hey, didn't really like the CGI and everything like that. And that was all they said. Nobody had an issue with how the character departed. They just was like, hey, the CGI was all messed up and everything. Maybe y'all should have just wrote him out. Nobody said kill him off. Maybe you should have just wrote him out. We didn't like how that looked. That was the whole thing we talked about with Carrie Fisher. Hey, it didn't look right. When you say kill off, that don't look right. Write her out. Write him out.
Write him out. Don't kill.
Write him out. But now, if it's about respecting the actor, like I said, because if you're only looking at movies, then you don't know everything. If it's about respecting the character, the actor, respecting the actor, then why you dragging the character over there in the comics? You going real hard. Something that moviegoers ain't gonna see, something that comic book fans ain't gonna see. But if you put the two together, okay, well, why? Okay, you killing them off in the movie. Illness, mirroring the actor, that's tasteless.
Yeah, it is.
In the comics, you got him being basically emasculated when you could have easily just wrote him off going to his galactic empire.
You
No,
mean
you could
John?
have.
What John Ridley is writing today
Right,
in current comics? Yeah,
right.
that
No,
is
no,
a that's a bit separate, but sure. In
you,
overall, sure. There's just a
that's the thing.
misunderstanding.
We say it's separate, but I don't believe that because it's a black
I don't
character.
think that John Ridley is thinking about what the movie's people. I don't think that they're that united.
And I get that, but this where I'm at with it. You Kevin Feige. If you finna kill this character off, as I stated in the video, you Kevin Feige, you the dude. You finna kill this character off. You stated it. Okay. You got the what if episodes. You seeing all this. This character is taking L's across the board. You are in charge of Marvel Comics. John Ridley is handing this in to you or
No, he's
anybody else.
not. He's not.
Watch this.
John Ridley doesn't write comics for Feige. He writes comics for his editor, who the editors barely read comics. I know that.
Somebody, watch this. Just like me and you are cognizant, we see what's going on with T'Challa. So
Well,
whoever
I can see them that they're neglecting T'Challa in comic books, but I
right.
wouldn't
So
say that they're actively, oh, this is great stuff, destroy him. I don't think
no,
that's happening.
that's not what I'm saying, Chill. What I'm saying is that we conscious. If you see the dude taking the L on the big screen, you see the dude taking the L in the cartoons. Now we finna introduce the dude taking the L in the comic books. Somebody sees this. You finna keep going with this. At what point do you sit back and say, no, wait, whoa. Because even if I'm the editor-in-chief at Marvel, I ain't got no Disney Plus subscription. I don't watch, I'm not aware. Like that, at some point, it's almost like you're not taking the temperature of the room you in. This character is taking L's across every medium platform. And the people that know, speaking to it. The people that don't know, they don't know. But we ain't got to take L's in every medium platform just to justify what we're doing over here. He ain't got to be mistreated over here just to kill him off over here. You know what I'm saying? Because when Fox owned the Fantastic Four, Marvel was like, we not finna let you profit off of us writing comics about these characters.
That guy was Ike Perlmutter, and he's not in the picture anymore.
Right. But what I'm saying is, Marvel, the Fantastic Four is still Marvel characters. Marvel had enough dignity for the Fantastic Four to just write them out. What? Okay.
No. I do. I follow. Yeah, the comic books. I thought you were talking about the studio. Yeah, sure. And they just kind of put him on like a universe creating mission where all Franklin Richards was doing was him with Molecule Man trying to make
they
new
didn't
universes.
disparage the character at all. They knew what they were doing. Fox owns the character rights. We're not going to put out no comics for these characters. We're not going to help Fox. We're not going to help promote Fox with this. I got it. From a business decision, I understand that. They wrote them characters out gracefully. Okay.
They did.
Well,
where is that for T'Challa?
Huh? Yeah, you know, this dude on his hands and knees, he didn't denounce the throne. I ain't nothing. The woman don't want him. It's like, you don't have to do that. You literally making it hard for this character to come back point blank, period, in any shape, form, or fashion.
And this new video game doesn't look promising. They say that it's gonna begin with a Black Panther dying. That could be T'Chaka, but like me and Kate out were talking yesterday, what if it's not? Question: was the Wakanda spinoff announced? No, the Wakanda spinoff hasn't been announced even to this day, and I would imagine that it was planned as soon as they found out they were doing Disney Pluses. I think that that's unrelated to Chadwick Boseman's death. It was gonna happen or not. Okay, all good. Thanks, Rhea. How about Were Tiger or Were Panther? What, better than the Coal Tiger?
Can we get Casper Cole? Can we get the White Tiger?
I'm just not optimistic about getting anything. I'm an OG fan. I dig the older heroes more than the newer ones, so I can't hate on Chill. First of all, you're gonna capitalize my name so that I can know you're talking for being more into the younger heroes. I am more into the younger heroes. That's right. Everybody should dig Misty Knight. Get off the Misty Knight. Okay, what are the top 5 Black superheroes in Marvel Comics? Is Misty Knight in the top 5? Because I definitely know that T'Challa is there. I would give Falcon that status. Storm, I forgot Storm.
Yeah, because yeah.
Is Misty Knight above Luke Cage or above Monica Rambeau? She's not top 5.
You know what? I get why they said. I do. One, they not really focusing on Monica Rambeau like they should. Luke Cage, yeah. So I'm gonna go Sam. I'm gonna go with T'Challa, Sam Wilson, Luke Cage. Monica Rambeau, they had not Monica Rambeau, but
Misty,
Misty Knight, they had a lot of adventures.
more
That
than Monica, you would put her above Monica at number 4?
I mean, as far as like,
Alright, hey, hey.
I mean,
Alright.
it's like, watch this. I'm probably gonna go T'Challa, Sam Wilson. Oh, well, no, my bad. That's wrong. T'Challa, Aurora, and I'm gonna say 1A, 1B, both of them side by side. Luke Cage, Sam Wilson. And yeah, because actually Misty Knight she's a member of the Midnight Suns. She's had more adventures than Monica Rambeau had. I
Yep,
get
you
why.
know what? Shuri was invented in 2005. I still got her over
Yeah,
Misty Knight.
yeah. And see, that's because of the popularity, but it's not the amount of missions. It's not how long. It's because of the popularity, and that's the thing that people have to look at. These characters don't write themselves. We finna make popular who we finna make popular. If I don't like the character, I'm gonna sideline the character. It's just that simple. So it's not Misty Knight's fault that you don't really know her like that. I'm telling you, she's had more adventures,
What
but
are
I
her
mean, like,
superpowers? What can she
huh?
do? What's her superpowers?
Her
Exactly.
superpower is that bionic arm that is now, if I'm not mistaken, either Stark Tech or Wakandan Tech. But that,
You know, I had no idea she had superpowers. I asked you that question thinking that she had nothing going for her. Okay,
yeah,
she's got
first
a
of all,
bionic arm. Hey,
she's the
Lex
first
Luger.
martial artist. Like, you running up on her, you finna get them hands and them feet just like you finna get running up on Danny Rand. Like, she put hands on people. She ain't what we got in Netflix. Netflix is the early version of her, but she's a first-rate martial artist. Like, she's one of the she's a first-rate fighter in Marvel Comics. You're not running up on her like that. And then the arm has been augmented so many times. I can't even tell you what her bionic arm is capable of doing right now. But she ain't the one you want to run up on. She not. And she don't get that play like that because she's a black character. But we know this. That's a bigger problem in and of itself. That's a separate show. She not gonna get highlighted like that. She got an afro.
She's the
They not
Foxy
gonna highlight
Brown
her.
of Marvel.
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire didn't even die, and they still recasted Spider-Man twice. But that's that. But Yellow Spider Guy. That's what differentiates your example. You should say something like Christopher Reeves died, and they recast it, and they told you that the Brandon Routh versions from Superman Returns. I believe they said it's the same one that you remember from those
it is
old
the
movies.
same one.
So
But the thing
then
is,
that's a perfect example, apples to
people are
apples.
going to always move the goalposts. To me, as long as I've been living, there's no reason to move the goalposts. Actors aren't immortal. They're gonna take on roles, they're gonna pass away. We've had 007s. Linda Carter is not the first woman to play one. Tobey Maguire is not the first person to play Spider-Man, and Benedict Cumberbatch is not the first person to play Dr. Stephen Strange. He's not. Chris Hemsworth ain't the first person to play Thor. We want the heroes. We read these heroes. So we saying, because this is where I'm at with it, and this real funny to me. The people that don't want T'Challa recast don't give a damn if he in the comics or not. Thus, you never developed a relationship with him in the comics. I know you did. And despite what they may think, Shuri can't carry the Black Panther comic book. Why? Because casual moviegoers don't read comics. It's the comic book fan that's gonna
Yes.
tap out and say, you know what, we done.
And she never has carried comic books. She had a 4-part limited series called Claw of the Panther, and that issue that lasted that, and it wasn't no success where they said we got to continue Shuri. Instead, what they did do was they said let's put Black Panther in Hell's Kitchen, and because Daredevil was going through something, and Black Panther will see him operate and fill in for Daredevil in Black Panther, the Man Without Fear, and
And what
those
did the
comic
fans
books
say?
sold. And,
What the
and they
fans
fi- and they and they read it just as many people read that because
right,
why? It
right.
ain't about Mantle, it's about T'Challa,
It's
the
the
guy.
character.
It's the
We
character.
all know this. Bruce Wayne was gone for a year. They flaunted Dick Grayson,
Yes.
Jason Todd, Tim Drake, damn near everybody and their mom in the Batman costume. They flaunted it just to change up the pace. We all want to change the pace. But DC was like, nah, we got to bring this dude back. Brought him back. It was no different with Clark Kent. Clark Kent dead. Oh no, we got a black dude. We're gonna give the black people what they want. We're gonna give out young kids what they want because they gave us Superboy, right? Then we gonna throw in the little Android Superman. Okay, what did they do? Them comic book sales wasn't all that. Oh, they started off good about the first 2, 3 issues,
Everything
but you
starts good in the first
yeah.
issue.
But after a year, no, you got to bring this character back. They finna do this with Black Panther. Oh, okay. So you finna introduce this world of Wakanda, true Black Panther stuff in November. Black Panther fans gonna sit back and look at you just like this. Oh, we might buy the first few issues, but after 12 months, you want to make money off of Black Panther, you're gonna have to bring T'Challa back. You tried this with Shuri. You tried this with Eric Killmonger. You tried this with Casper Cole. It don't never work. It's the reason why Clark Kent is still the Man of Steel. And Clark Kent predates me living. It's the reason why Bruce Wayne is still Batman. And Bruce Wayne been around longer than I've been living. It's the reason why that is.
You're
Tony
just
Stark.
saying that. You're just saying that because you don't want to seem that old.
Hey man, listen. I love the grays in my
It's
hair.
the second time he said it the first time for Superman, then he had to reinforce it for
I'm
Batman.
just
Yeah, him
saying,
too. That guy. Yeah.
hey, we love them. Actually, like I said, I told you before I said chill. I said I got the first Kamala Khan action figure. I'm not going to go get the second. I told you that because I liked her and Biggity powers. We're not going to do this other stuff. The character, the action figure that they gave you, don't even come with any accessories. The one I got did.
Hey, there's actually a different worry with that one. Maybe you withholding your money and not paying for the Kamala Khan action figure message will get across a negative point that this thing doesn't sell. Unlike with Black Panther, I can withhold my money with absolutely no second thoughts because I know the first one made enough money and that and I can withhold my money for the second movie. But Black with Kamala, she doesn't have that benefit of she has a prior iteration that made a lot of money. So maybe in that context, withholding your money for Kamala may cost. And I have no evidence of oh no, but the other Kamala Khan sold there, so that's why I don't have that. I do have it for the Black Panther movie. There's just something to say to separate those two scenarios. Skip and Tosh. I enjoy the irony of a black person as Captain America, also, especially with the history of the country. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm just gonna repeat myself. Rhea's in here saying hello to DL. Hello, DL, and thanks for tuning in. And I agree with you about the my feelings. Diesel says, Skip, yep. I was also cool with Bucky being Cap in the comics. Sam was a no-brainer for me, but I feel the writing wasn't as good. Whatever. Writing, schmiting. Rhea gets a heart. They released pictures of the Wakandan memorial for T'Challa months ago. They were leaked. They were not
Yeah,
released.
they were leaked. They look, however we want to put it, they made sure we saw it.
Exactly, Theo. I have no idea what you said, but at 12:27, he said exactly, Theo.
Yo,
Let's race through these, okay? And this will be my last comment because I have to get ready for work. Well, thanks for joining, Mike, if you're listening. The other thing is recasting of a main character in the MCU hasn't been done at all. Hulk.
See, it's we gonna choose to move the goalpost, and I can't even entertain them type of conversation because at the end of the day, you won't move past the fact that they said 3 months after the movie was released, we ain't got to do this no more. So that makes that statement right there, because that statement is after Chadwick passed. I ain't got to go to when Chadwick passed. I can go back to when Chadwick was still alive. When he was still alive, he was talking about replacing the character. So what we doing? Right.
Feige's very specific wording for addressing the not recasting T'Challa in the 616 universe. You're conflating. Not that it matters, Mama Bear, but it was Nate Moore who said we're not using him in the 616 universe. It was Feige who said at the Disney Plus December 12th showcase, he's the one who said we wouldn't recast, but he didn't use the word universe. He just said out of respect for.
He said because of it was wordplay.
But he didn't say universe.
Because his performance is
it transcended
any other iteration of the character. It's iconic in and of itself. Yeah. We will not be recasting. I'm like, iconic. Wait, you comparing live action to voice action? Wait, hold on.
She says, I'm with you. But she says here that T'Challa in the 616 universe gave me the same feeling as them trying to address the Toby and the Andrew rumors before No Way Home. So you're saying it sounded like it was full of shit? His specific wording. So the specific wording makes it sound like they've got some ulterior side comments. That they're thinking maybe he'll be back in a multiverse iteration. Okay, we got Diesel saying I've never seen a superhero flick because of any actor. Okay, yeah, you're different, but there are people, and that's why they cast accordingly. Momoon says he's exactly right again. Oh my god, they said facts, Theo. I don't know what you were saying at this point, but bruh, yeah, you were spitting. Wizard Magazine, Omni Magazine. You guys are old as shit. Yellow says, "Would y'all be okay with the CGI Chadwick in Wakanda forever?" I
No,
don't want that. I do want this to continue. Just recast because a CGI is like for a short thing that you want to accomplish. No, I want long-term T'Challa recast. I don't want to just CGI him all the time. And plus the benefit of Black Panther is it wears a face mask anyways, and all you gotta need is use that stunt double. So no, it is
this
not the same as Carrie Fisher or the
if
other
I
one.
if I may chill, that's another thing. People that don't really have the affinity for the character, they don't even know the character. At one point in time, wore a mask similar to Captain America's, where part of his face was shown. It's
Oh,
like
I didn't know
you
that.
got, yeah, you gotta know the character. The reason why the character wears a full mask is because they knew the character wasn't gonna be accepted as a black man.
If you
That's
look
why
at the
T'Challa wears a
yep,
full mask.
if you look at the
That was the
cover of the comic,
editorialist. So it's like this is our love, the knowledge for this character coming back. A lot of things that the people taking for granted, we can tell you why it is, why you like it, why you love it. That's
Second
voodoo.
Street Marvel says Brother Voodoo, Bishop. We were naming black characters in the top 5 back when they wrote this. This was
I
11
see
minutes
that.
ago. We're catching up, y'all. We're catching up. Chill, you put Riri and Shuri above Misty Knight? I do, but hey, from what you guys are telling me, there's
I mean,
rich
there's nothing wrong with that.
mythology.
That's like a LeBron Michael Jordan conversation to me.
They're that competitive. Okay, you just pissed off somebody. I know you did that. Just because she's not top 5 doesn't mean Misty is important or good. Who's saying that? I'm just saying I don't have her in my top 5. Oh, Riri still sounds like a trolling nickname for me. Riri Williams. It's hard to say. I know. I gotta swallow my saliva every time I say that one. That actress that played Misty Knight on Luke Cage was fine AF. Smash that like button. Thank you, Rhea. Yes, please click on that like button. Smash it. If that's what you're into, you can smash. But I do appreciate everyone for being here. And a lot of these names were here for the entirety, like for the whole hour and 26. I've seen D Diesel's name here. Like, thank you for supporting D Diesel always as you do that during my burning question stream. Even like yesterday's stream, you just are always there for me, for Theo too, right? Like D Diesel's like an involved member of our YouTube
Yes, yes,
ness. So
absolutely. As a matter of fact, D Steezer is one of my sources. So if I ain't getting something right, if I need some expert, I go to D Steezer, Mr. Ray Smith. They keep me in tune, keep me up to date with what's going on and everything.
He just needs more Misty exposure. You are right. That is what's making me say this. So Chris Reeves got paralyzed when they recast. Reeves was still alive when Adventures of Lois and Clark TV show came out. Thank you. Johnny Carter says, "What about Blade? Love Blade. I'm amped to see that. It's an original character, and the more popular Blade gets, the less racist the world is. Yeah. I have been wondering whether the decision to not recast T'Challa was a Marvel decision, rather more like a Disney decision. Nate Moore, Ryan Coogler, Kevin Feige. Coming and that's coming from Nate Moore himself.
Watch this. A $1 billion decision made in a matter of minutes. If you just passed away, like let's just pump our brakes. Ain't nobody making no $1 billion decision about your estate out of respect in a matter of minutes. If they doing it in a matter of minutes, that ain't respectful at all. It's $1 billion on the line.
Your introduction to them was Fantastic Four when Storm and Black Panther joined. That was when Reed and Sue went on a honeymoon, and yeah, they linked up. And I remember when the Thing said, "Hey to Charlie," and like that was a good little joke. I can't wait for the Thing to call him to Charlie in the MCU. Well, I can't wait because it'll never happen. Reyes says, "Are we gonna see Storm introduced in Wakanda? You think?" I don't
No,
think so. Maybe if
there's no
T'Challa was alive, they'd be thinking that. I also saw somebody tweet, and it was Joe from Real Shift. If you want to see him, because he quote tweeted it. So the exact tweet. Somebody said that actually the 20th Century Fox contracts make it so that Marvel can't use Professor X, Mystique, and all those guys until 2026. If you want the exact tweet with the link to the exact article, go check out Joe from Real Shift, Rhea, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
how do they use? How does he explain that with? Multiverse of Madness.
It was Patrick Stewart. That contract covered that. Like,
That's he portrayed. Didn't they introduce him as Professor X in that movie?
yes, but because it's Patrick Stewart, an old guard, it was okay to be used. That's how I didn't read. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just giving answers. I don't know. No.
No, hey, I got the ass, man.
I hope they don't make Storm Wakandan, but oh my god, she got to be Kenyan.
I don't see Storm, if she is Wakanda, she's not gonna play the role that she's played in the comics. Here's something else we're not thinking about.
Be quick.
A single black mother, a child without a father again. That's the image we finna promote.
Oh, you talking Nakia if she gives birth to a son? That's the leaks. Yeah. Yeah. So what if recasting a main in the MCU hasn't been done at all? First time for everything. But Yellow, yeah. If you want to say that the Hulk is not a main character, I mean, because of what Universal's doing, I'd still disagree. I remember at the end of Endgame when they were giving you the 6 Avengers with their names, they made sure that Hulk's name was third. And then they went to Captain America, then they went to Iron Man. So he's even above Thor if you ask the studio. Early casting releases had an actress that looked like Storm.
She's playing Anika. She's playing Anika, the true Dora Milaje general in the movie. It looks like in the clips, she's actually wearing the Midnight Angel armor.
The blue one.
Yeah, the blue one, yeah.
Bishop isn't black, he's Australian Aboriginal. Manifold, you mean, right?
Yeah, Manifold. He is. Manifold is. And that's a great character, by the way. Great character.
Bishop is the guy from the future, from the Days of Future Past storyline.
Yes, absolutely. I wish they would they're doing great things with Manifold and Marvel Comics. Like, I like his character development. It's great.
Al Ewing is using him, so
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
That's all we ask for, man. Some great representation.
Yeah.
We got this comment here. I thought that was Manifold. That was Aboriginal. Yeah, people miss. Yeah, he just made a mistake. That's all. Portal is Aboriginal too. Never heard of him.
What's the dude name? The guy that Manifold looks up to. He's Aboriginal.
Oh, is that the one who's like sitting?
Yeah, always sitting
cross-legged.
He's Aboriginal. Manifold is Australian.
Yeah, good peoples. Thank you, D Diesel. This world is racist, or people in the world is racist. Oh, I said it would be less racist if Blade was there. Yeah, there, less hateful people will exist if we can. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not doing that. Hell no. I'm gonna talk myself into the circle. Not happening. I'm gonna talk myself
Gateway.
into the
Yeah, Gateway. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Gateway. Yeah, that's the name. Gateway, not Portal. Gateway. Absolutely. Good job.
Thanks. If I could super chat, I would. Rhea, if I could hug you, I would.
Oh, man.
Marvel Team Up Spider-Man was my introduction to Black Panther.
I can see that. Yeah.
They know Chad is the reason the movie will sell well. Thanks, K-Dot, for popping in. The trailer only did numbers like that because of this tragedy. I would agree.
K-Dot,
it was cathartic.
I've been following K-Dot, and he, especially since the trailer dropped, he has been hitting the nail dead on the head. It's some things we're not thinking about, statements that have been made. Nate Moore said this movie was going to be cathartic. He didn't say who it was going to be cathartic for. Lupita Nyong'o said people need to get out of their feelings. We were grieving the whole time we were doing this movie. So I go back to it. This movie was for y'all. Y'all shouldn't have did this movie. If the whole cast and crew was grieving, then you were being unprofessional in doing this movie. As fans, we didn't demand that you give us this Black Panther movie right here, right now. We could have waited. So y'all grieving, y'all using this movie to help y'all deal with the loss of this dude. Okay, cool. Y'all go right ahead. Y'all pay for that.
You go pay for this business decision. If the main actor of a franchise dies and you don't change the Black Panther's position on the slot at all, everything was pushed back. So I'm not going to say they rescheduled Black Panther. Everything was moved back. And you're just like, all right, we'll just continue on with Black Panther. It's because you saw 1.3 billion and you said, got to do this again. Watch yourself not get the 1.3 billion because people like me and people like Theo are not going to pay for it. And to finish your comment, these businessmen see Chadwick as a cash cow. They do it to rappers after death.
We shouldn't even be having that same conversation about Chadwick Boseman. We honestly should. Like that video clip That trailer, his mural being on the wall, them saying the dude died of sickness, that should have been enough to make everybody sick in their stomach and disgusted. That should have been the end all, say all, point blank, period. It should have been, but it wasn't.
Well, all I got left is chicken feathers and no legs as my black male representation. What does that mean?
He talking about the Falcon.
Oh.
He talking about the Falcon and War Machine.
Oh, Momoon wants to know, cape or no cape?
Oh Lord, Dot throwing blows. Stop, man, stop.
No cape, no. No cape.
No cape, no cape, okay.
Went after War Machine and Falcon.
Hey,
Still,
speaking of no cape though, I'm gonna say it. Those Black Panther action figures online at Hasbro right now, they do look nice. And these are comic book accurate. Look, you can go back and say, look, I got my Zuri as the Black Panther. I got my Ward, my Hattusarase. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. They did.
Yellow Spider Guy says, I didn't make any mistake. Gateway is Bishop's grandfather. Oh, shut up. Did they really connect that? Okay.
Yeah. No mistakes on that one. It's just the gate. It's Gateway. It's Gateway.
Fun fact, black folk are indigenous to all countries. You just saying because people started?
I'm gonna say people of color. Because if I look at Chillmonger, I'm just a little bit darker than you.
Fun fact, black folk are indigenous to all countries. I looked it up. Bishop is Aboriginal. Thanks, Matt's Mama Bear. But he was also played by Omar Sy.
He was X-Men, what the Days of Future Past. I wish he would have got more lines to speak in, because I believe that dude is an incredibly underrated actor. I do.
How many ambidigits? Shut the. I'm not reading that stupid ass. That's funny. That's funny. Good factoid, Rhea. All right, y'all. Good stream. Thanks, chat. And thanks, Leo and Chill. Leo. Theo B. It's probably a typo. Yes. Yeah. Take care, man. Take care. Thanks for popping in, Skip and Tosh. Thanks, D Diesel.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Have a good one, Skip and Tosh. Later. Is that it? Did I reach the ending of my comments? Yeah. No, I'm at 2 minutes back. Right. Nobody said to rush on either side. If they said we're pushing back Black Panther for 3-4 years, that's fine. We'd have all understood.
We'd have been like this. Okay, cool. Exactly. Nobody was pressing him for this.
He clearly died. You got to rethink this through. Yeah, you don't got to just race to make this money. Which
we ain't even sensitive over here.
Yeah, we were mourning. We understood. Imagine if Chris Evans left the role, Cap or RDJ left, they'd recast that in a heartbeat. That's right. Yellow Spider Guy wants the cape. Okay. Oh, my bad.
Oh. Yellow Spider Guy, that new Black Panther action figure that they have, it does have a cape, a mini cape. So yeah, I would help. It's not sold out either. Listen, it's a nice looking action figure. I ain't even lying.
You got the Spider-Man one last week. That's right. Black Panther with a cape is royally cool. I love Chris Evans. Oh, we sure do. They didn't do much with Bishop in that film. I would second that. Trinity laughing over here. Blue Steel. Hey, we're at the end of the comments. So thanks everyone for joining. Chris was America's ass. Sam has America's booty.
Okay. Like Black Panther with a cape. So I was trying to help him out with the cape thing.
Well, I don't hate, but like I would prefer out of the two choices, capeless. Yeah.
Let me be able to take the cape off at my discretion.
D. Stiesel says that they could have explored all these side characters in Disney Plus shows before the film comes out. You know what? That is exactly what I would have loved. If they said, listen, instead we're going to do Disney Plus show. We're going to accomplish a couple of things to build up to a reason why we're going to have a 2-hour movie called Black Panther. And instead they just raced, and that's what you get. They
have so much. You could have had so much world building with the Disney Plus series, when the Black Panther movie 2 did come out, you basically had like a mini crossover event within Wakanda in and of itself. And that's the thing. It's so many great stories out there to tell, like stuff we haven't even got to. We haven't even begun to tell his story, let alone the story of Wakanda. And honestly, this conflict, what is this? Conflict number 3 in Wakanda? Because in the first Black Panther, we had a revolution. We had a civil war. in the first Black Panther. Second, second thing, we got what, the battle for Wakanda with Thanos.
Infinity War, sure.
Yeah. Then we got what? What is this? A war at Atlantis. So in three major appearances of the world of Wakanda, in three major appearances of Wakanda, we've had internal strife and wars with other countries. We ain't getting that with it. My bad. You know we're not getting that with everybody else. Like, this country ain't even been settled yet. This is literally the third conflict in this country's Marvel cinematic existence. That don't bother nobody.
You're not saying, you're just saying.
I ain't saying. Yeah, I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
Which is what those letters stand for over there, guys. It's IAS. I ain't saying IJS. I'm just saying. His channel, if you're new here, it's in the description right now, so you can sub up to Theo. Theo, I appreciate you and your time. Even though you went we collectively went over. It wasn't just you talking, but we went way over. I wanted to go. This video starts with me going, hey, we're gonna go like half an hour. We went longer, but we got the point across of like the pros and cons of paying for the movie. We got to we kind of touched on everything we could. Wakanda Forever. There's a lot more to say. I shouldn't say everything. We touched on a whole lot. But yeah, Yellow Spider Guy, thanks for coming in. You got to go to work. Hey, have a great one, bro. And Rogue, I do support Lex Luthor, a job creator. Shut up. That's right. All right, guys. Peace out.